Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 14. Now, I will admit, the results that this United side got in the last episode, it just wasn't what I was expecting. It's not what we need, especially as we're heading now towards the end of the season. And so this game against West Ham, I just saw it as a time to refresh and start over again in a way. And thankfully, all that fixture congestion which you guys saw a couple of episodes ago, that was out the way now. We didn't have to worry about so many games within just 1 week. So players were returning back to full fitness, and when that happens, it gives not only me, but it seems as though it gives the players an extra spring in their step for each game that they do play. So he was only really playing a game once a week, and you know, when that happens on FIFA, you just know that you're going to be picking up some good results, especially when all your top players are available for selection. As you guys just saw as well, Daley Blind, who I signed in January, got his first goal for the club against West Ham. It was perfectly set up. Danny Welbeck laying him off, and he didn't even take a touch on the ball. He just fired it into the back of the net. So it's a nice finish to kickstart his career of scoring goals, if he does score any more goals with Manchester United. And Rio Ferdinand, someone who I haven't even started this season. I can't even recall playing him yet this season. But he played against West Ham, got himself on the score sheet from a very well taken corner, and extended United's lead to 2-0. So I couldn't be any more happier than that. Rio actually sent me an email saying, "Oh, I'm worried about my spot in the first team. Are you ever going to play me, you know?" And I just thought, well, you know what, we've got West Ham coming up. This is where it all began for Rio pretty much in his career of football. Why not? Let's put him out on the pitch. And so there he is, getting himself on the score sheet. And look at this as well from Rooney. Oh, magnificent. Take a bow, son. That is what Rooney is known for scoring goals like that just come out of nowhere. You don't expect it. And we will see that a couple of times here now on the replay. Danny Welbeck just giving him a nice simple pass there into space, and he just rips West Ham a new one. Just look at that, Adrian. I'm surprised Adrian couldn't save that. We all know he's a pretty decent goalkeeper. He was just so close to actually saving it, but as the ball started to dip, there's the ball physics. Wonderful stuff. And there was just too much power behind the shot, I think, for Adrian to get a fingertip. And I did have to go back and have a look, and you'll see the curve on the ball as well. Swerves from the left to the right and just ends up into that bottom corner. So the final score at West Ham was a simple 3-0 win. We dominated this one with possession and the amount of shots taken, and we come away with those 3 points. So I was more than happy. And here was the league table after that game against West Ham. We are starting to climb. We find ourselves in third with just 8 games to go and 7 points behind the league leaders, Chelsea. And I think it's kind of refreshing to see Newcastle United up at the top again. It's been such a long time since I've seen that. Newcastle in 4th there in a Champions League spot. They've really gone the distance this season, giving Arsenal a run for their money, and also Manchester City as well. Teams that you'd expect to see at the top. And that game there, Manchester United against Liverpool, could be the deciding factor of our final position in the league for this season. So that's going to be a tough one. As I've said before, you know, we just have to set ourselves that challenge to win every game now, leading up to that one against Liverpool, and just give it our all. The team, they didn't have to travel far after the game against West Ham. They went south of the river to play against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Now, just under 20 minutes gone of the game, 17 minutes in, Dan for Crystal Palace made it 1-0. Kind of a shocker that for Manchester United, since we've been on a good run of form recently. Well, I wasn't really expecting it, but Lindegaard unable to save that. I thought he was going to get to it, but the ball somehow managed to squeeze into the back of the net. A bit later on, we managed to get a free kick there. Nani was being pursued by Ward. Ward actually picked up a yellow card for that challenge in the 24th minute. As you'll see, a bit of shirt tugging going on there, and eventually Nani going to ground. So a bit of a dangerous position to give away a free kick for Crystal Palace, and I gave this one to Rooney to just swing in lightly and maybe find someone on the end of it. It was the head of Vertonghen that nodded it down, but Speroni was all over it. Saved that one with ease. Rooney with a great chance before half time. hit that low and hard. Speroni again just reading everything. He parried, went out for a corner. Rooney to step up to take it. Went for the middle of the area, trying to find someone. Van Persie eventually worked his way through all the scrap that was going on inside the box. And you know what, when I watch the replay, I hate this celebration, by the way. Just watching the replay here, I think, you know, that's kind of like a Van Persie goal. That's how he would kind of take that sort of situation, I think. It's kind of like his personality. What am I talking about? Anyway, in the second half, tried to make it 2-0. Van Persie failing big time. What happened there? Valencia swung in the cross, served the ball on a silver platter, but Van Persie, unfortunate not to actually finish that. But we start the attack over again. Rooney with one of those powerful shots, so unstoppable. Beating Speroni for a second time in this game for Manchester United and putting us into the lead for the first time. And picking out that bottom right hand corner again, just like the West Ham game. And just look at Rooney's stance, so cocky how he's just taking that shot, making it look so easy. Straight after the game had restarted though for Crystal Palace, we won the ball back and we were straight on the attack again. And Van Persie made up for that header he missed by making it 3-1 to United. 2 goals in front of Palace. Nothing stopping us, and what a ball by Nani there, picking out Van Persie, takes it down on his chest, and you'll see it from a better angle here, on his left foot, on the outside of his boot, just curls that around Speroni, top right hand corner, unstoppable. I'll take that any day. A 3-1 win over Palace and 3 points to add to the league table. Very good game. So unfortunate that Van Persie couldn't get his hat-trick with that missed chance that he had, but we had to move on. And finally we get a bit of a rest from Man United career mode. We focus now on the Dutch team. We've got a couple of international friendlies coming up against Uruguay and South Africa. But first I had to do the whole national squad selection. And I was just going through the list, as you can see here now, of players that I could possibly use, not only for the next couple of games, but for the future. If I decide to continue this series on for a couple of more seasons, it's looking pretty promising. You know, I'm looking forward to carrying on with Holland, and I think at the end of the season we might even be in the World Cup. We should be in the World Cup. The fixtures haven't been announced just yet. I mean, I went through the calendar and they're not there. I think I've actually got to finish the season with United before they're all announced and move on to a new season. But I'm not sure whether I'll show you guys what happens in that World Cup, because I think it'll clash too much with my other series that I've got going on with England in the World Cup. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see the World Cup as well with Holland? Let me know. It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts. Anyway, this game against Uruguay. Yes, it's Uruguay, the team that pretty much knocked out England from the World Cup in real life. And Suarez was playing this game, but in this one, I actually managed to shut down Suarez. He found it hard to get anything going. You know, it wasn't the performance that you come to expect from Suarez. And it was Holland that actually put themselves into the lead. We was in the lead, and it was Robin Van Persie. There was that same celebration. Because I press X, which is the default celebration, and I keep thinking it's the one where Van Persie goes and slides down on his knees. But no, he's firing off his gun. But I need to sort that out, because I don't think it just doesn't suit Van Persie, does it? But anyway, that's just all miscellaneous. We don't need to worry too much about the celebrations. It's kind of funny actually seeing Van Persie smiling like that. Perez for Uruguay got the equaliser just before half time. Look at Suarez going in, taking him down. He's taking a chunk out of him. Ah! He's seriously, what is wrong with Suarez in real life? Why is he taking chunks out of people? Why is he biting them? What's that all about? Seriously. You know, I think if I was the guy that was actually making the decision of how long Suarez was going to be banned for, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a United fan, I can't stand the guy because he's a Liverpool player. I'm saying it because, you know, it's given football a bad name. It was all across the news. You just simply can't go around biting people. He's done that 3 times now. And if I was the guy that was making the decision, I'd say you're banned for a whole season. See how you like that. Hopefully, you'll learn from this lesson. Suarez, though, and I'm sure the majority of you guys will agree that when he wants to be, he can be a quality player. And he is a game changer. But if you love football that much and you love playing it, you wouldn't go and do that, because you know at the end of the day you're going to be punished for it. In my opinion, I don't think there should be an appeal allowed. I think if Uruguay do appeal against it, then it'll just get rejected anyway, because, you know, some places, if you get 3 strikes, you're out. Obviously that doesn't happen in football, but I think the 4 months, yeah, I think that's enough. You know, he's going to miss the start of the season if he is playing for Liverpool. I think he'll be playing for Barcelona next season. They've even got his shirt up in their mega store, so maybe he is moving to Spain. Hopefully he does, because I can't wait until he's out of the Premier League, because he just brings a bad name to anything he touches, I think. So Holland went on to draw against Uruguay. Bit of a disappointing second half, to be honest. The first half it was end-to-end stuff. Second half not so good. It was mainly just a possession game and trying to hold back and not concede. Holland's next game was against South Africa, a couple of days removed from the Uruguay game, and it was Van Persie that put Holland into the lead. It wasn't the best looking goal you've ever seen, but it was a goal, that was the main thing. And before half-time, Van Persie disappoints me here. You know, he'd been putting in a good performance, and then he goes and does that. He concedes a penalty for Holland, gets himself booked as well by the referee. And because the ball was bouncing pretty high, and I've done it before, I've gone in for a high challenge, but obviously Van Persie ended up kicking the guy in the balls and conceded the penalty. So it's Silasson up against, how do you pronounce that name? Tash Balala? Or something like that. But anyway, he stepped up, went for the cheeky chip on the inside of the crossbar. Silasson, quick reactions, and collected the ball, keeping Holland 1-0 up before half-time. In the second half, it was our time once again to attack, and it was Strootman with a simple cross, finding the head of Iron Robben, who made it 2-0 in the 50th minute, and it was a pretty well-taken header. If you'll see the replay here, you know, Robben makes that run into the box, just pushes past his pursuers there, and just nuts that into the back of the net. Got another chance here as well. Robin Van Persie still on that yellow card, keeping himself to himself and not making any more silly challenges. It was Strootman again that assisted with another goal for Holland, and it was Van Persie that took that sublimely. It was a fantastic finish, just beating the keeper with such power and ease. There wasn't enough time though in the game for Van Persie to get his hat-trick. 2 goals would just have to be enough for the time being. But that was the final score, 3-0 to Holland. A good result to round off a pretty decent international break. Anyway guys, that's the end of this episode. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one. If you didn't know, you can follow me on both Facebook and Twitter. The links can be found in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.